Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome to another review. Last time I talked about Jimmy Neutron, I talked about the episode One of Us. I described it as creepy and strange, but also said that it was probably one of the best episodes of the show. This time, the episode I'm taking a look at is something that won't give you nightmares. Unless you're scared of Oompa Loompas. Yeah, anyway, the episode I'm taking a look at is called N-Man. That's right, this show also had its own superhero-themed episode. Obviously, whether you like superhero stuff or not, it's now insanely popular in today's media. But when this episode came out back in 2004, it wasn't exactly that popular yet. At that time, the biggest hits were the X-Men movies and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. But also, there were some clunkers like Daredevil and Catwoman. Thank the Lord up above that they never got sequels. Just thinking about it gives me shivers. And obviously, this episode was influenced by many superhero comics. So, what exactly happens in it? Well, let's find out. And you know the drill at this point, summary first, thoughts after, then fun facts and jokes at the end. Good. Okay, let's begin. It starts with Jimmy Neutron and his friends returning to Earth after playing a game of golf on Mercury. As kids do. During their flight, Jimmy says they have to safely pass by something called the Van Patten radiation belt before they can head home. But Jimmy gets distracted when Cindy starts bragging about beating Jimmy at golf. This of course gets them to bicker yet again, and they decide to settle it by arm wrestling. I never imagined the genius challenging Cindy to that, but okay. While they're doing that and the others are minding their own business on the ship, they pass right through the radiation belt. This ends up getting the controls offline and gives the gang a crash landing back to Earth. Luckily, they get out of the ship unscathed. Or so they think. Turns out the radiation belt had an effect on all of them. Cindy has super strength, Sheen has super speed, Libby can turn invisible, and Carl has super belching powers. As for Jimmy, the belt turned his skin orange and hair green. Don't worry, I've got an Oompa Loompa joke coming soon. Despite being made fun of for it, Sheen gets them to realize that they all have been given incredible powers. Jimmy agrees and suggests that they should become a superhero team. Thus, the N-Men is born. Or whatever Sheen said.
Let those who do evil beware. From this day forth, we shall be known as the Fantastic League of Justice-Bringing Avenging Men. Excuse me? And two girls.
Yeah, that. Okay, so they're superheroes now. That's great. They've got the costumes, they've got their superhero names, that's all fine and good. But there's just one problem. They suck as heroes. In fact, they cause more chaos and destruction than actually doing some good. Jimmy tries to get them to stop and schedule some practice sessions, but Cindy throws his advice right back in his face. This gets him to argue again, and it almost gets physical until Cindy and Jimmy's other friends get taken away by the army. Yeah, the general comes and says they're going to a secure base. He doesn't take Jimmy though, because it seems like he doesn't have powers. As they get taken away, Jimmy promises to cure them. At the base, Jimmy's friends admit that he was right about them being so destructive with their powers, which makes them decide that, yeah, they probably should practice. Back at the lab, Jimmy tries to create an antidote. In fact, he's been working on it non-stop for 3 days. This is when he discovers something bad. He finds something called a fatal gene that's in his friend's systems. This means their powers are burning up their metabolisms, and if they don't get cured in less than 6 hours, not only will their powers wither away, but they will as well. And as if things couldn't get any worse, Jimmy starts to become angry at his friends. Why do I even bother, he says. They all just mocked me, especially Cindy. This is when Jimmy starts to lose control and turn into this thing. So yeah, he basically became the Bruce Banner of the group. Later, when the town is holding a meeting about the army abducting their superpowered kids, Monster Jimmy crashes the party. This is when his parents step in to try and calm him down. At first, it actually starts to work. But he gets angry again when the townsfolk start to throw stuff at him. Yeah, bad idea. Jimmy then goes on a rampage downtown, which gets the army involved now. Back at the base, Jimmy's friends not only start to handle their powers better after some practice, but they unlock new powers. Cindy can fly and has supervision, while Libby can create force fields and turn other people invisible. While they're practicing, they find out that Monster Jimmy is wrecking shit up and is being attacked by the army. They try to get out, but the general says they can't. so they put together a plan to get out. They trick the guards into knocking themselves out and use Carl's super belch to create a hole in the roof, allowing them to escape. The army continues to try and detain Monster Jimmy, but their efforts prove fruitless. This is when the End-Men come in and offer to take care of it themselves. Begrudgingly, the general agrees. Before they do anything though, Carl suggests that maybe they should try to calm him down. But instead, Cindy orders them to attack him. They manage to get a couple hits here and there, but Monster Jimmy is too strong. Then, Sheen gets an idea. He uses his super speed to head back to the candy bar, get a bottle of super seltzer, makes Carl drink it, and churns him up so much that it allows him to blow Monster Jimmy away with his belching power. Now, on the one hand, the plan does manage to work. It really did blow Jimmy away, and it seems like he's knocked out for a while. But unfortunately, it may have been too late. The fatal gene starts having an effect on them, taking away their powers and making them weak. Even worse, Jimmy gets right back up and is about to finish them off. This is when Cindy takes Carl's advice and does the one thing you would never expect her to do with Jimmy. She apologizes to him for everything. This gets Jimmy to stop and listen. Cindy admits that she thinks Jimmy is smart, talented, and doesn't deserve to be treated so badly by her. She even admits that she does it so he doesn't know how she really feels about him. But before she could say what those feelings are, she passes out. Luckily, her words manage to calm Jimmy down, get him back to normal, and help him come up with a way to complete the antidote. In the end, the antidote works, and Jimmy tells the crowd that they will return to normal in a few days. And the episode ends with Carl letting off one more super belch. The end. So that's the episode. What are my thoughts? Well, it's actually pretty good. Having TV characters become superheroes is not a new idea, but it can be done well with the right characters and good writing, and this episode does have that. Sheen's super speed makes sense, Carl's super belch makes sense, and even Jimmy turning into a big rampaging monster when he gets angry makes a lot of sense too. It's also funny seeing them screw up when you have kids that have never been heroes before, never practiced with their powers before, and don't know what it really means to be a superhero. Obviously bad stuff is gonna happen. Their heart is in the right place, but they just don't do a good job. Cindy even messes up the classic superhero cliche of saving a kitty. But it's not just that stuff being funny, there's more. Carl's power is hilarious, Jimmy's dad's unique way of being supportive is funny, the way Jimmy's friends get out of the base is great, and even the general gets some funny moments.
You, Baldy, open those big slidey doors! I love that!
But personally, where the episode does shine for me is what it teaches us. It shows us that just because we are able to obtain great power doesn't mean we will always know what to do with it. We all must learn how to use it, correct our mistakes, take responsibility, and get better. That is something that everyone should learn about. And I do mean everyone. The episode also showed us that de-escalating the situation can be beneficial. Jimmy's parents used it and almost got their son to return to normal, and Cindy was able to use it to calm Jimmy down for good. The episode also teaches us something else. When someone gives you good advice, take it. Cindy had to learn this the hard way. Jimmy tried to help her, but she didn't listen. Carl suggested that they should calm Jimmy down instead of fighting him, but Cindy decided to fight him anyway. Eventually, she swallows the pride and does what is best for not just her friends, but for Jimmy as well. Maybe you can say I'm reading too much into it, but that's the message that I got from this episode. On top of that, the action was a lot of fun, the different ways their powers are utilized is creative, and the ending is satisfying. Plus, there are some Lonely Hulk theme homages in the episode too. That's great.
Snap out of it, Jimmy. These powers are sapping your friends' life forces. If you don't get a hold of yourself, they're all doomed!
So with that said, are there some problems with the episode that hold it back? There are a couple. Not a whole lot. These aren't like, huge, humongous issues. But they are, nitpicks. One is, why is Sheen's dad one of the people that wants the muties to be locked up by the army? And not just that, he also throws stuff at Monster Jimmy. I don't remember Sheen's dad being this much of a jerk on the show. Plus, one of the muties locked up is his own son. Honestly, the episode could have corrected this mistake by putting any other random person there. Maybe you could have put this guy in there, or maybe you could have put this guy in there. I don't know, that would have worked. It's not a huge problem, but it is an issue. But the biggest problem is one that some do have with this episode. Jimmy's friends mocking him. It's not everyone per se, but it's mainly Cindy. And yeah, she can get grating from time to time. I will admit that she was too harsh on him. But I still think it works because Cindy does learn from her blunders by the end of the episode. Does it entirely change her character after the episode? No. Does she still make fun of Jimmy? Yes. But does she acknowledge that Jimmy isn't all bad, doesn't deserve to be mocked, and is kind of in love with him? Also yes. It's important for any character in any story to learn more about themselves and be in a better place than where they were when they started. So, despite Cindy being a little annoying in this episode, I still think it benefits the plot and the messages it gives us.
Guys, I think that orange rampaging monster is Neutron! Those rays must have had some kind of delayed reaction on him.
We gotta do something. The army might really hurt him.
All I did was make fun of him, and he still promised to help us. We have to help him! Come on! Yeah, let's go!
In conclusion, the episode is not only fun, funny, and creative, but its morals are pretty good, and it does make the characters grow a little, especially Cindy. So the final score I will give to N-Men is an 8 out of 10. I do recommend it, and it really is a fun time. So yeah, with that done, let's go ahead and talk about the fun facts. This time it'll just be 5. I don't want this video to drag on and on like I did with the Miracle on Ice review. 1. Each and every kid that got their powers got them in a clever way. Sheen was in a vibrating chair, which gave him super speed. Carl kept belching, so he got a power that increased its effect. Libby was using Zid cream to make her blemish go away, so this gave her invisible powers. Also, with the new powers she obtained like force fields, she technically had the same skill set that Violet from The Incredibles had. And the episode was in production during 2003, and The Incredibles came out in 2004. Well, to quote from the movie, coincidence? I think not! As for Cindy and Jimmy, their arm wrestling contest gave them both super strength. But Jimmy got the angry Hulk-like powers because he was getting angry during the arm wrestling, and he did it after drinking orange juice. Again, pretty clever. Number 2, the spaceship Jimmy and his friends are on is the one they got from the Season 2 finale, Win, Lose, and Kaboom. Number 3, Debbie Derryberry, the voice of Jimmy, did the voice of Monster Jimmy too. Her voice was just pitched down to sound monstrous.
Jimmy did get superpower. Now Jimmy's strong. Now Jimmy smash.
Number 4, this episode was actually ranked number 71 during the top 100 greatest moments in Nicktoon history. In fact, the show appeared 9 times on the list, second to SpongeBob. And number 5, there are plenty of superhero references here and there. The Avengers, X-Men, Hulk, The Thing, Superman, The Flash, Invisible Woman, even Carl's power, you can say it's sort of influenced by the Black Canary. While her power is more of a supersonic scream, Carl's power is...
I don't feel so good.
You already know. Hell, even Sheen's name for the team pretty much combines some of Marvel and DC's most famous superhero teams, the Fantastic League of Justice-Bringing Avenging Men! And 2 girls. More fun facts can be found on the wiki. The link to it is in the description. Alright, now it is time for the jokes. God, good thing it isn't an atomic burp. Maybe this place isn't so bad after all.
I don't feel so good.
Oh, was it the me? And I thought diarrhea was the worst thing Taco Bell could give me. You know, since I made the reference to Oompa Loompas, and the episode itself even made a reference to it, I think this song should be good to use after Jimmy's friends got locked up.
Oompa, loompa, doopa-dee-dee. If you are wise, you'll listen to me.
Dear God. A female Oompa Loompa had a threesome with the Hulk and the Thing, and this is their offspring!
Oh! Ooh.
What's wrong? Something wrong?
Oh, that's an image I'll never get out of my brain. Ah.
But though we lose our power, still we shall grapple with evil. For we are the Fantastic League of Justice, bringing people who avenge stuff and...
Wow, that's like 2 death jokes I've made in this joke section alone. I think my humor is getting more morbid every day. Yeah, maybe throwing small objects at a big orange monster wasn't a good idea. It'd be like trying to punch a live bomb. Come on, who would be dumb enough to do that? Well, okay, maybe one person.
Hey, look! A live bomb!
What? No! Don't punch it!
What? I wasn't gonna punch it!
Oh, phew, thank God.
But now that you mention it...
Oh.
Oops.
Well, there you go. That's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, my name is Sam, and good night, everybody.